Welcome to the SendNoods talk show.
R-CADE. Hello. Hello. Welcome.
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Oh, dude, there's the noodle background.
The noodles are here. It's time for the SendNoods talk show.
I
see nothing.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
I see a trailer for Cyberpunk.
A lot of noodles behind us.
Tony's like, that was hype as F. Thank you, Tony. Thank you. I made that last week after I decided to rebrand the SendNoods talk show with more noodles.
It's still the same name.
Still the same name, but there's more nudes. No, noodles, sorry. And it's got a little trailer, which is really nice. Sort of teasing the new stuff that we're going to be bringing to tonight's show as well. I'm also going to take the show and put it on YouTube, so don't say any bad words, please. Well, you can say bad words if you want. I bleep them. I can bleep them out.
Confirmed.
No, I can bleep them out. You can say
Poopy shots.
You can say that if you want, Sam. Absolutely.
Can we show a little nipple?
No, on Twitch, still terms of service. Good. Anyway, so, hi everybody. Hi. How have you all been?
My back hurts.
Your back hurts, mate? Yeah, that's, mine
It's
does
from
that.
carrying this podcast.
Oh, your hair carries this podcast alone.
Because it's so voluptuous. Is that a word?
That's why
for
its hair is so big. It has so much of the podcast in it.
Did I get better sleep? I did get better sleep. Oh my gosh, thank you very much for concern. Thank you. Oh, that's weird. Were you all doing this? Nadia, quick, do this.
I just wanted to see what I would look like with no hair.
I was just stretching and then I got comfortable.
Sorry, I'm doing. Oh no, my back. Oh no. Oh,
Don't
I've all got so
stack
bad.
your back, mate.
there was a little crack.
Thank
Yeah.
you, oh my gosh. I
nice
like my
shirt.
shirt too.
Nice shirt.
Well, the
Sam.
person with the
I
bad back,
almost
stop
got rid of
doing vigorous back exercises, please.
No, stop. Sorry, I'm sorry. I love the Lewis's hat and t-shirt match. Beautiful.
Thank you. That was.
I assumed it was
that's the whole
intentional.
point.
Yeah, intentional. Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
deal.
It's a carry on through the vertical. Yeah, cool, awesome.
Hello.
I was dressed like a Western person today, and then I got home and I was sweaty, so I'm now
Western.
dressed like
Western?
Like
Like
a cowboy.
Western Europe?
Like a
Western-
cowboy.
I was dressed like someone
I
from
hope-
West Berlin.
I hope a cowboy.
Hold on, if you give me 10 minutes,
Oh,
I'll send
no.
a photo to the group chat.
no,
10
don't do
Or just the
it.
first challenge of the outfits, man.
Oh, I forgot about this.
So our weekly show consists of a few things. First off, we do a little roundup of this week's gaming news, so everything that's happened in the world of video games over the last 7 days. We then move into a little bit of personal stuff with our 3 confirmed new PCs. Nadia, are we boring you? Are you okay?
No, I've just been trying to unpack a house for the last
That's fine.
4 days.
We then move into 3 individual pieces about us. So we have our Rush Mountmore, where we have 30 seconds to
Mars.
30 seconds to Mars. So we have 30 seconds to Mars Bar. Then we have.
Oh. I've got a great idea
Oh, no,
for when
no,
R-CADE reopens
no.
our space.
No, don't do it. No. No.
Can we when R-CADE as a shop like opens just for us to go and do like video recording? Can we do a thing called 30 seconds to Mars bar where we just get given a chocolate bar with 30 seconds to eat it?
Easy.
Easy peasy. Oh, done, man. 5 seconds gone. Easy.
Yeah.
But
Let
the
me just,
bad
like-
names.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I distracted you.
it's fine. It's fine. You totally did. I'm thinking about chocolate now.
There was a reason. It was important.
The fact that I got a Galaxy Caramel bar in the drawer in the kitchen that Michelle's probably gonna eat before I can get to it, but she'll probably leave me a couple of pieces. We'll be good. We'll be good. Don't worry. Anyway, yeah. So Rush Mountmore. We've also got our returning piece, which is now called Return of the Thing. Well done, Lewis. Well done, Lewis. It's a good name. It's a good name. And Michelle just put ... in the chat. That means she's already eaten.
Fire, Sam. Fire.
And finally, our new piece, which I've decided to call True Lies, in which we... Thank you, Michelle, for that. Our new piece, True Lies, in which we come together with 3 facts about ourselves, one of which is true, the other 2 are complete fabrications, and the rest have to guess what they are. But we'll get on
I
to
have
that
a
in
theme
bit.
for our first week.
Ooh.
Coming
Yeah.
up with the lies is harder than you think. 'Cause
I
was
know,
just
it
sitting
is.
here like,
What would be believable, but what's
Well, that's-
too
well, that's the thing.
fantastical?
what's a
I
lie
make-
I can tell about myself? I have brown eyes. No, I don't.
All my lies are based in truth. Because
Also, it's
otherwise, like,
twisted.
if I just try and tell a straight up lie, my face can't hold it.
No,
If I'm telling something that's like one note off of a lie, then it's like I can.
twitch a little, yeah. Or
Get
twitch.
it? Because we're on Mixer.
Twitch!
No one.
No, we're
Mixer.
not. We're on Facebook Gaming.
We're on Facebook Gaming. What do you mean?
I'm actually streaming live to Instagram.
Oh, are you? Sorry. That's
No.
probably why your laptop's dying.
Yeah,
So,
sure,
but
I thought I would change it up.
before we do our gaming news for the week, let's all point at Lewis's hat. No.
Oh my gosh! It's also pointed at Lewis's hat.
No. We catch up with each
I'm never
other.
wearing a hat again.
So, no, it's fine. We'll start with Sam this week. Sam, how are you? How's your week been? Don't do
Oh,
that. You,
um,
yes, you, yes.
But another week of meh. I'm officially in 4th year of uni. I've passed things. But I now have to do a dissertation that I'm wildly unprepared for and can't be bothered doing because it's lockdown season. I was supposed to be doing interviews with participants. I can't do in-person interviews because of social distancing. The university has said I can't do online interviews because that breaches some rule of privacy. And I can't do online surveys because that is not considered adequate evidence. So I'm trying to do research into something that has no definitive research into this one particular topic. Only using secondary data, so that's a great start. And I really can't be bothered even attempting it because
How long is the dissertation submission supposed to be? How many words?
How many words? 40,000,
Hui.
maybe.
But,
With no-
wait a minute, online surveys. I have friends who've done dissertations for Glasgow Uni and they've used online surveys. Is this
Yeah.
specifically they're screwing you over for this?
Now they've said no, so
I mean, like,
Nice.
dropping out of uni is becoming more and more enticing every week.
I gotta be honest, it's not as fun as it would seem.
Stick in there, Sam. You'll be fine.
Other than that,
Other things? Yeah.
my Kickstarter ended.
Successfully! Woo!
We did get funded fully, kind of.
Fully
Won't
kind
delve
of.
into that, but yeah, we did. So now, if you have backed it and you've not yet replied to the reward survey, do that, please, because then I can order all the shirts and we can get it sorted before Christmas, which was the ended goal. We also revealed photos of our next collection,
They look good.
Session 3
They
Naked.
look
They
so
look
good.
so good.
I love the one.
Coloured shirt.
I was caught between whether to choose the flying one that I really liked or one of the newer ones. But I was like, right, I'll do the flying one and then I'll just buy the new one.
Totana, those are known as confessionals, yes. So, yeah. Totana says Sam needs to rent a confessional booth from a church to do interviews.
That'll end badly.
Oh my gosh, I need to see the new merch. You can see the new merch by visiting any of Wild Nurture's social media profiles, where there are previews of 3 new shirts. Go now, do it. Go. We'll
They're
wait.
all adequate.
We'll wait here. We'll wait while you check it. Oh my gosh, go.
I'm really excited. Hello, Rollway. I'm really excited
Tidy.
for or the minty one with the sad anime girl.
Yes, I absolutely love that one.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite. The death
Diane
one.
was
Yeah.
not convinced, but she did a great job on
She
the
did.
design.
That's my
It
favourite
is
one.
So
incredible.
pretty. It's so beautiful.
But the one that she's had of our, I suppose technically 13 designs we've done over the last 2 years. The one that she's had the most connection to and control over has been the supermarket flowers one, the one last bloom before we drown.
Yep.
Which has also been the one that's had the best feedback overall, which is really good.
That's cool. That's cool.
So,
I like the barcode design on the front. It's really nice. Yeah.
the barcode itself is
Does it scan?
it's the barcode for the letters WNC.
Ah, nice.
I wanted it to be the barcode for each individual line,
Yep.
of the quote, but that was like massive.
It's too much
not quite
information.
click how
Yeah,
barcodes
yeah.
work.
No,
So
no, it's like
every barcode on that shirt represents the letters WNC because I like
Nice.
to throw in references
That's really cool, man.
sometimes.
That's really cool.
Wow.
I'll stop talking because that's
if-
been a lot of me.
Well, no, I had a question about that tea actually. If you use the early 2000s scanners, barcode scanner, what will happen?
You'll get a really weird monster or nothing
Nice.
based
nice.
on how scanners worked.
Yeah, randomized.
Yep.
Okay,
I
Lewis.
realize also.
Oh, sorry,
no.
sorry.
I was gonna say I realize also that every time we do one of these segments, I always just end up talking about wild nurture because I have nothing else going on in my life that's remotely interesting.
Yeah, but it's interesting
But Wild
talking
Nurture
about
is interesting.
Exactly,
I know,
exactly.
but it's the
Yeah.
wrong business. Lewis!
Hello. I haven't really done much, to be
Hello.
honest. I've watched films like Judge Dredd with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, the original.
I am
Nice.
the law.
Nice.
Is that the one with Adrian?
No.
No, that's Rambo First Blood.
To totally jump in on your part of the segment, it was only this week that I found out that Adrian is the name of the girl, the love interest, because I have not seen Rocky.
Oh, okay.
So
You just
I
thought he was
always thought
randomly
Adrian-
screaming Adrian.
I thought Adrian was the name of his trainer, and he's like in the ring about getting knocked out. He's like, Adrian!
We got a need for speed.
No, that's
No, that's
back to Lulu.
Anyway, Lewis.
I haven't really done too much. Been cooking up a wee thing for R-CADE.
Oh yes.
More on that
In the future.
as it progresses.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And I completed my first raid in Destiny, which was a grueling experience. Took 3 nights,
Really?
Oh, no.
like 12 hours.
Wow.
Someone disconnected 15 seconds before the final and
Oh,
the final
no
boss, so we
way.
had to do it all over. So
Yeah. Saw your photo in our Discord. Yeah, congratulations, man. Congratulations.
we all posed,
Yeah. I'm that Spider-Man looking. Yeah.
But yeah, but I haven't really done too much.
You visited my house.
I
That was
did.
something.
Did you guys do your tour? Anyway, Nadia, that moves nicely onto you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in a new location, and as you can tell, my walls are bright white, which is weird.
White.
It's all right, it fits
it's
with the
like I'm too used
rest.
to having. I like made a much darker room in my last house, and now I'm in a new one, which is significantly bigger, which is fantastic. Except I keep losing people in the house.
What? Oh, okay.
So like it's big enough because our
Resident
kitchen.
Evil.
Wait.
So and yeah, because in my old house, basically it was that way where it was like you'd come in the front door and then there was the living room and then the kitchen was attached to the living room like through just a doorway. Come into this house, there's a hallway, there's the living room on the right, and then you keep going forward, and then there's another room with the kitchen, and you go upstairs and there's 4 bedrooms and a bathroom, and you're just like, where are people and where are they? And then they find out they're in the garage, which only has external access. So
You're just Father, where are you?
yes, and the house echoes weirdly, so it's
Oh, really?
like I can't like figure out which
You
direction.
haven't got used to the
we're
noises yet.
Oh,
Yeah, so like my cat wanders about the top of the house just yelling, and I'm never really sure which room she's in because every room echoes weirdly, so it just like throws it to somewhere else, and I'm just
How do
like,
animals deal with a house
I
move? Because
can't
they've like
locate.
been ripped away from their territory for no apparent reason.
So we put Bob into a cattery before we went away because we didn't want her around when everyone was moving stuff out of the house. We didn't want her around when everything was properly getting boxed because she is a black and white cat, which means she automatically just gets a urine infection for the hell of it. And as soon as she gets slightly stressed out,
it's true. It's true.
It's true. It's the black and white cats are far more susceptible to urine infections because
Yep.
of stress.
Yep.
So she'd already done that anyway. So we were like, right, okay, we need to ensure that doesn't get any worse. So we sent her away because the last time I was moving out of my house for any period of time, she just lost her mind about it. So then she went away from one house and arrived back at a new house,
Nice.
and
think-
was just like, where the
This
hell
is
am
fun.
I?
The thing is with pets, they're too busy when they get to the new place. They're too busy covering it in their scent to really know what's going on.
Well, with
so-
cats, the best thing is that you're supposed to just keep them in one room for a while
Yeah.
until, especially to make sure, especially with cats, to make sure that they know where the litter tray is and stuff like that.
And don't move it
So she was
around.
Yeah. So we locked her in the kitchen for like the first night, and she wasn't that fussed about it. And then we released her to the rest of the house, and then suddenly that was the problem she had to scream about.
Where
the rest
am
of
I?
the now she had access to most of the rooms, and now she has access to 2 of the upstairs rooms because she just was freaking out about so many rooms.
She's also got confused about where everything is and where people are, you know.
I think she just keeps yelling to hear her own echo. It's weird.
No, she
And
probably
she's also sitting on the windowsills because the windowsills are much like deeper and like she can actually lie down in them now. So she was also just screaming at the windowsill.
She probably thinks there's another cat in the house with all the echoing.
Yeah, she might also be going to see now. We're not
Considering
really
she's
sure.
also only got one eye. Yeah.
She's got one eye. She's 16. You know what? She's
She's
doing all right.
She's doing all right for a housemaid. That's
Although
good.
it's sad for her. She's gonna get tortured the next couple of days because we've bought a harness for her because we're like we're not letting her out, so we're gonna buy a harness to try and
Walkies.
take her for a walk.
Yay! Nice. It's always good for cat walks. Good. Glad everybody's doing well. Glad to hear that the cat and yourself are both settling into your new homes. Glad that Lewis got round to give you a tour around the neighbourhood. That's nice.
We haven't done the neighbourhood tour yet.
Oh, it was
It
just
was pouring down. It was
uh,
wet and cold.
fair.
But I did get to deliver
Birthday present, belated birthday presents. Yes, indeed. Nice. Cool, awesome. Okay, well, moving on. We have this week's gaming.
How are you?
Oh yeah, me. I forgot about me. Sorry.
You exist.
I forgot about me. Because everyone sees me all the time on stream, so I don't feel like there's any point in talking about me anymore. Thank you for the follow, Darren Brown 18.
The magician.
Thank you very much. No, it's spelled with a Y. Darren, thank you very much. Thank you.
He is, however, magical though, and thank you for
magical imagination. Oh, that's my mic stand. So me, how am I? Yeah, no. I cut my mouth open just about 10 minutes ago, so that's not very nice with the salad I'm trying to eat. I also keep doing this because I'm eating salad below the screen. I don't know what I cut my mouth on. Must have been something, not my teeth. So
glass in the salad. That's
maybe.
Well, to be fair, it's not a surprise. I remember one time that you almost ripped your lip open because you held a cigarette in it for too long.
Oh, this is true. I was bleeding quite a lot. I sense Claire just shouted R-CADE out on stream. What? Did she? Ayrshaw's answer to Clyde 1. What's happening? I don't know all these words. But yes, I'm okay. I've cut my mouth open. I've not been doing a lot of this. Well, I have been doing I don't know. I've been taking a week to sort of make sure that I'm okay. Because I've not been okay. So yeah, I'm just sort of trying to get my head around what's going on and everything that's happening. We've been in lockdown for what? Nearly 3.5, 4 months.
It feels like just yesterday.
No, it doesn't.
Time flies.
It really doesn't.
Time flies when you have no concept of time.
Andy, is it possible it was like a Caesar salad? You know.
Lewis.
Brutus. Brutus cut my mouth open. Yeah, was it Brutus? No, it wasn't Brutus.
Yeah,
it was Brutus.
It's Brutus. Yeah.
I know my Roman history. That's good.
It's you, Brute.
It was a Brutus tomato that cut me open. But yeah, I've been sort of taking the last week or so to sort of sort myself out. There's also been a whole load of crap happening with Twitch and everything that we'll talk about later. So it's kind of meant everything's been a bit topsy-turvy the last 7 days. But we're getting back to normal. We've got a new sort of slightly adjusted streaming schedule. Michelle and I are trying to plan stuff out with our physical store, with R-CADE itself, and what to do moving forward into July. Obviously, a lot of other places are opening up. Yesterday, a majority of the other geeky type places in Glasgow actually started trading again with their physical stores, but we were unable to do so, and a lot of people have been asking why. So it's been a tough week, but
it's touchy.
Yeah, we just don't have the space, but we're getting there. We have sort of a plan, but again, you can only plan so much when you don't know what the heck is going on. So just waiting on more changes.
Doing fine.
Primark are doing great, yeah, with all their
Did you see 2 Gallus' story this afternoon?
I think I did. Yes, on Instagram.
There's a queue from the door of the Argyle Street Primark to George Square.
Yeah, George Square. It goes right round. Yeah.
And that wasn't at opening. That was all day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
We also can't wait.
Thank you, Rolia. Thank you, Connor.
We're looking forward to seeing everybody as well.
Thank you, Connor. Thank you. Anyway, so that's been me. I've been alright. I've been doing good. Whatever. Moving on.
Whatever. Mental health is important, and you should talk about things so that other people know that it's not just them.
Yeah.
To be fair, you said about the streaming schedule, and I don't know if I've gotten slightly more deaf. I thought you said screaming schedule, and all I thought in my head was
I've had an increase in our screaming schedule over
There's
the last
3 people in
6
their house.
weeks.
You need to decide who gets to do it when.
Is it like Monsters Inc? You just need to keep the power on by like screaming. So like obviously you get
No.
tired.
Well, here's the thing, Lewis. You might be able to keep the power on by screaming, but you don't reach the pinnacle of electricity unless you laugh.
That's slightly terrifying laughter.
Yeah, I know. I did think it through.
Anyway, on to this week's gaming news. Let's move away from all the madness.
Gaming news.
So I'm going to start us off by doing a quick run through, because it is the end of the month, of the new games for Xbox and PlayStation coming up next week. Free games, I mean. We'll start with Xbox. The new free games with gold are World Rally Championship 8 and Dunk Lords from Xbox One. Dunk Lords. Do you want to see? Is
that a basketball game?
Yeah, it is. Do you want to see Dunk Lords? It looks bad. You can Google it if you like. Google away, sir. I'm going to put it on screen for the ladies and gentlemen at home to see. So this is the Lord of Dunks, Dunk Lords. This button. R-CADE.
This looks
2-on-2
gross.
basketball beat 'em up, Dunk Lord.
It's a 2-on-2 basketball beat 'em up with robots and things.
And insane abilities.
They have telekinetic
And battle it
powers.
out on 15
That's a strawberry head.
Play power-up pickup
Yep,
games
that
with
is.
4 friends or guide your young star.
Yeah, that
Slice
appears to be the
very
mascot.
top in story mode. Make sure not to miss out on this new to Xbox title. On the Xbox.
There you go. That just
We're
reveals
only
the next game.
characters.
Yeah.
I thought those were customizable avatars. You're telling me that they've given you a strawberry-headed maniac, and it's one of... Sorry, I told a lie. I've just dropped a ukulele. One of 16 characters.
What?
I told a lie. I dropped the ukulele.
Did you just go to the toilet? That's that. What? That's the weirdest euphemism for a poo ever. I've just dropped a ukulele.
Sorry, I dropped the ukulele.
Just dropped a wee uke, you know.
There's a store in London called the Duke of Uke, and they sell ukuleles.
Real Totana in my chat. Real men drop guitars. I dropped the bass. How dare you? Anyway.
How did you say that?
Let's go for that one. Nice. You could have dropped the mic, Lewis. That would have been fine as well.
Yeah.
Can I drop out this call?
Anyway, so yeah, Dunk thingy. I've forgotten the name of the Dunk Lords. Dunk Lords, oh lord. Coming to Xbox Games with Gold free for July. That's mid-July though, that's the 16th. Of course you saw on screen Saints Row 2 from Xbox 360 and Juju are going to be the Xbox 360 free games for the month of July as well.
No questions about Juju.
Let's just leave that.
Is it bad? Is it bad, Juju?
Bad Juju. I don't know. I've never played Juju. Anyway, PlayStation. PlayStation are celebrating. I think it's 10 years of PlayStation Plus.
Might be.
I think it is. So to celebrate, they're giving away 3 free games as part of their PlayStation Plus subscription service. So the first game is a game called Erica, which is. I'm just going to read the blurb. Immerse yourself in a unique experience where every choice you make has a profound effect on your game. I think that's every game.
Yeah. It's called a role-playing game.
It's called a game.
You are wrong.
We're what?
Back controller law. You are wrong.
So yeah,
I'm just going to turn my light on.
you go for it. I've taken you off the big screen anyway. So yeah, Erica is one of the free games. So to celebrate 10 years of PlayStation Plus, PlayStation are giving away 3 games as part of their free game subscription service. So Erica is number 1, which is like a story. It's a live action storytelling adventure kind of thing. So it's like real filmed scenes with real actors and real sets, and then you have to make choices.
That's LA Noir.
It's LA Noir, but with actors, real actors, and a camera instead of
LA
CG.
Noir had real actors.
Yeah, they had mocap, but like CG. Mocap. So yeah, this is free. Starting, it'll be next Tuesday. Every Tuesday, I think, is they release the free games for PlayStation. Which looks kind of interesting, but kind of crap. I'm like, meh. I am heavy getting into puzzle games though, so this might be some. Why is there? Oh, are you gonna have to use a touchpad to do that with your thumbs?
What's the name of Apple's gaming service again?
I don't care. I don't remember.
Apple Arcade.
Arcade,
Louis,
that's it. Yeah.
Is there anything coming to Apple Arcade in your professional opinion?
Arcade.
No? Okay. I thought you might have some in-depth knowledge based on your
No,
relationship.
I don't actually. You think with the turtleneck, and I think I share another feature as well.
Anyway.
Yeah, maybe just recently.
Totana, the hair! Because I haven't put you on big screen yet, so nobody noticed. I didn't even notice because I was too busy talking about the game.
I know, that's why I referenced Apple Arcade.
Thank you. That's why I'm wearing a hat. I've also shaved all my hair off. Lewis doesn't believe me. No, I
I'm not
haven't.
wearing
actually.
that again.
I'm really not. It's just like, woo! Wow, that's some
Very
hair you've got.
uncomfortable.
That's better. I'm too hot anyway.
Lewis!
Lewis!
What do you mean, Toying?
Oh, there's a bit sticking up.
Oh, it's bad. It's terrible. I hate it. Yeah.
Oh.
Megan was helping cut my hair, and she messed up, so we just balded me.
This is Megan's fault.
Yeah. So now
And
I've
this
got.
didn't come up at the top of the show. Air her out.
Well, I was like,
Let's
I'll
start
take it off
internet
halfway
beef.
through it, and it'll be a surprise. And then like Andy and
Wait.
Sam just kept going on, didn't say anything.
Wait, somebody called Whoa Bro just followed. Thank you for following. Whoa Bro. I think that's in response to your that's in response to your hair. Whoa Bro, I need to stretch my legs as well.
Yeah, I got to see the hair yesterday.
Live and in persona.
I look like a tic tac.
It's not
At least-
bad. Like, you
at
said
least
that,
you
and
look
I
like a
genuinely
tic-tac.
thought you were going to be like
At least you're only 2 calories now though.
pinhead.
Yeah. Do you know, Andy? I'm sorry, I have to resign from arcade because I'm joining the military.
Oh,
Um,
that's okay, G.I. Jane. Don't worry, it's fine.
yeah,
Aww.
I've got my Pulse cosplay sorted for next year. You know.
I think you were just going to say, I've got my pulse racing at how good I look.
I look terrible, man.
Nice.
Sorry,
Okay.
what other games are coming out for
Yeah,
Xbox
sorry,
Games with Gold?
so-
I know one of them.
No, PlayStation. It was we were talking about PlayStation
Oh, that
Plus.
one.
Yeah, that one. I think Sam does know one of them. But PlayStation, the second game they're releasing or giving away for free is Rise of the Tomb Raider, 2015 Tomb Raider game, which I
Yay.
haven't played yet, but I actually have on Steam and I haven't downloaded
I think it was
yet,
one I
so-
did play, and it was really good.
Nope.
I kept killing her though.
Ah. So yeah,
I think
Rise
I
of the Tomb Raider.
started that and then like finished it as the sun rose
Nice.
the next day.
This was the second one, wasn't it? Like Tomb Raider, the reboot was the first one in 2012,
Ooh,
2013.
actually, maybe I got that wrong then. Maybe it was the other one.
This is the second one, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
That's
and
the second one.
the
Okay, that was
third-
the other one then.
I think the third one is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which again I've got and haven't played yet. So I'm gonna make my way through the Tomb Raider series again. I think the originals and the
Shadow of Metro Nui.
thanks, Sam. So yeah, free starting next week is Rise of the Tomb Raider, and then the third and final game that
The
will
only
be
reason I've been invited on this podcast.
because it's relevant to Sam's interests is the awesome. Is it awesome, Sam? I don't know. I haven't played it. Of course, the NBA 2K20 is going free next week. Thanks to PlayStation.
Do you like gambling?
Do
This
it?
has a roulette wheel in it.
Oh, is that how you unlock everything?
It got a lot of shtick last year during arguments about microtransactions and the concept of gambling within video games, because 2K19 had a lot of its version of FIFA Ultimate Team was based around like concepts of gambling,
Yep.
and they've carried it on into 2K20. So it's like a big roulette wheel for certain prizes, and other prizes are pachinko machines and stuff like that. So it's fine. I never finished the story mode that they've started doing. Play my friend Malcolm online. He has PlayStation 4.
It looks lovely. Is it crossplay between Xbox? Have you got an Xbox or PlayStation? You've got an Xbox.
Yeah,
right?
Xbox.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying play Malcolm, because there's no games that are crossplay.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like, I thought you said you were playing crossplay with Malcolm because Malcolm's.
No, I'm saying you should.
I
At
should.
home.
I see.
Everyone should.
Should play Malcolm.
Oh my gosh! Is asked what was the first PS4 game? Sorry, it's a game called Erica.
Badu.
You can Google that. I've already showed the thing. Or watch.
You can Google.
Just Google it. Oh yeah. Okay.
I know we've already skipped by the hair, but one more thing. Do you think Dog Kid's going to notice that it's shaved?
Probably. I think probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably. Yeah. Maybe. Anyway, it's basically the free games starting next week for Xbox and PlayStation.
Thank you, Dozy Jim, for the follow.
Dozy Jim, thank you for the for the follow.
Rosie and Jim.
Dozy Jim.
Oh,
Dozy Jim.
Dozy and Jim. Dozy and Jim. Dozy and Jim.
This
Hold
is a
on.
reference I don't get.
It's Rosie and Jim. That's a television show.
Yeah, he's too young.
Oh my gosh, and our chat has just went, hold up! Lewis is bald now! What?
No, he's not. He's not, and that's the problem.
No, you know what, that opens up the opportunity for you to
Powers
wear...
of observation.
opens up the opportunity for you to wear...
Perception 100.
To wear wigs now, Lewis. You can have any hair you want. Any hair.
Yeah, but
You want my hair?
I'll be
Sounds
honest, he probably could have worn wigs before that too.
Yeah, but it's
I
much...
reckon my hair's longer and I also wear wigs.
Yeah, but in the heat, this is much more comfortable.
In the heat of the moment.
In the heat of the
the
moment.
only good thing
And heat of the
that
night.
the only thing that this is good for
Is thinking.
is my hair dries within like 20 seconds because there isn't any. So,
Nice.
but yes, John, I'm bald now.
I'm
My
bald.
girlfriend balded me.
I think that I'm bald now.
Doesn't seem to be any barbers around.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna shave a slit.
oh, you're gonna go. You should get a little teardrop tattoo here. Yeah. You killed the guy. And you get a set of dog tags. Yes.
Yeah.
Go all.
I have one.
You do.
Yay.
He does.
I used to bend them.
I think I have a set from a Call of Duty Special Edition somewhere.
I got them when I went to a
Probably.
music festival, and they were like, you can make dog tags and have whatever you want printed on them. So I got like my 2 high school nicknames, and it was a stupid idea.
What
about nicknames?
what were your 2 high school nicknames?
I was waiting
Well,
for
one
somebody
was
to
just
ask.
my name backwards, so it was just Aidan Maharg, because my friends thought that made me sound like a farmer, and at the time I was about to go to the agricultural college.
All right.
And the second one was Captain Binbag, which was an entire
Captain
thing.
Planet's had some hard times.
Kids are so cruel.
No, it wasn't. It was between me and one other friend, because we, like, in our old high school for Halloween, the 6th years had to like decorate the dining hall, and all we had to decorate it with were like bin bags.
But you
And
did
so I
it
just
so
ran
well.
out with one as a cape.
Nice. And you became
Captain Binbag was
and
born.
it was born. Yeah, there you go. Rollway, it says Captain Buybag. Amazing. That needs to be a D&D name. Says, oh my gosh, absolutely brilliant, Captain Binbag from Bry. Thank you, Bry.
Fantastic, Captain Binbag.
Yeah, I know what you meant, Connor. I know. I was just bag sounds worse.
Bye bag.
Oh my gosh, it's like Nadia literally became the trash man.
Trash.
I was Captain Binbag before it was popular.
I start eating
It was like a decade ago. It was about 10 years ago, because I was 17 at the time.
Nice. Okay. Anyway, big news, everyone. Big news.
Big nudes.
Big news. There's gonna be a new release for the Nintendo Wii and Wii U. R-CADE. It's called Shakedown Hawaii. Hawaii. Shakedown Hawaii. There's Sam's like the word Hawaii and my shirt. Yes. Shakedown Hawaii is coming to Nintendo Wii and Wii U. It's getting a physical release. It's a spiritual successor to Retro City something. I can't remember. Retro City Renegade? Retro City something. Rampage.
I
Retro
think it
City
is.
Rampage.
Yeah, right. It's Rampage. I knew it was another, R.
Yeah, Retro City Rampage. It's the spiritual successor to that. This came out last year, I believe, on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, I think. But it's getting a Wii and Wii U release in the next month or two, I think. This is going to be, well, maybe September. But yeah, that's mad. We got the Just Dance game on the Wii last year, wasn't it? End of last year. So the Wii's still kicking. How long has the Wii U been going on now? Like 68 years?
You're 1 year off. 1 year off.
Bri, I think it's actually already on the Switch, or it might be also coming out on the Switch as part of this. But yeah, if this is big news for collectors. So if you're a completionist and you're trying to get every single game for the Wii or the Wii U, that means you've got to buy another game. Which is weird, because they haven't produced either of those consoles for 6 to 8 years, something like that.
6 to 8 years.
Yeah.
10 million years.
So it's
Been out for a while.
as I came through here to start streaming, I told my flatmates I was going to make it a Hawaiian stream, i.e. there was going to be lots of pineapple, and I was only going to use 12 letters.
Welcome to Shakedown Hawaii. The
I
blank
did not mean to put volume on with that. So this is Shakedown Hawaii. It's kind of top-down GTA style, like original GTA.
Yeah, GTA Chinatown.
Yeah, it's got that vibe about it. It's really cool. I actually quite like the look of it, and I might pick it up on Steam.
I don't know how
like
it feels
the
with
logo,
drive-bys.
Drive-bys. Oh yeah, trampoline. I do have Retro City Rampage on my Switch, but I haven't played it yet, so I might jump into that first and then check this out. But this looks so cool.
Is
it's
it
done-
single player or?
I believe it's single player. There might be co-op, but as far as I know, it is only single player. So that's the main game, and then the cutscenes, story sort of stuff looks like this, which looks really cool. Bry's asking, this done by Limited Run Games or a similar company? No, it's actually being released by the publisher. It's not like a limited release thing. This is an official release, not done by a third-party company. So very strange. GTA 1 meets Broforce, says Michelle. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah. Oh, it's very 80s. It's got that big sort of 80s feel about it, which is really nice.
What confuses me is that the in-game, when you're moving your character, the hair moves, but in the cutscenes, it doesn't.
The limited scope with, unfortunately, not enough,
Don't worry
not
about
enough
it.
processing power. We need to wait till next gen, or I think you'd require a GTX 3060 for that. To be honest,
Yeah, for hair.
for hair movement and cutscenes. This would be a fun couch game, says Bri. It would. I think. Hey, May 7th, 2019 it came out originally. That was the original PS4. PS Vita? It got a Vita release? Oh, I mean,
What is this game? Get rid of it.
Shakedown Hawaii.
It's junk. It came out. What year did you say? 2017 it came out?
2019.
On the PS.
Last year.
Wait, who said 2017?
Nobody said 2017.
We'll move on.
Are you okay, sir? Are you okay?
People ending stories when Nadia said she was 17.
No.
Bryce says, what, a Vita release? Yeah, I think I did get a Vita release by the look of that advertisement, mate. On to my next piece, and that is that we mentioned last week, to much of our dismay, that Cyberpunk is being delayed again, so it's not going to be out until November this year. Which, as a side note, there's been rumors kicking about PS4 pricing and release date.
PS5.
Sorry, PS5. Sorry, yes, PS5.
The new PS4.
The new PS4. Yes, everyone. The PS5 release date and pricing, and there's a lot of places saying end of November for PS5 release. The dates I've been seeing are November 20th, I think, or something like that. Or November 19th, which happens to be the day that Cyberpunk's going to release, which is really strange. So, does that mean that we're not going to see Cyberpunk on the new consoles until next year? Or is it going to be a launch title for the new consoles? I'm kind of confused as to that.
Has the PS5 release date been pushed back at all? Or is that like,
No,
this is the first time they've announced it?
They've not announced it
Well,
officially
it's
yet.
rumored, it's rumored.
Yeah, it's
There's just been
rumored.
a lot of leaks, I think.
Do
on
they
the
not have the
PS5.
same? Oh, I suppose that's irrelevant. I was going to say, do they have the same issues that other electronics manufacturers have with regards to
Production.
ongoing global situation and its impact on production of
Yeah.
specific materials? Like, is that not like a similar issue? So maybe they wouldn't release. Maybe it'll get a delayed release as well.
Possibly. They were
But,
saying.
but if it's not been officially announced, then I've no idea.
So they've always just said holiday 2020, which could be anywhere between September through to December.
I wish I had a holiday that long.
So yeah, holiday 2020 has always been the official line. So we're waiting on release date and pricing now, which is basically both for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. So it's kind of cat and mouse between them to see who's going to say it first. But the rumors have been November or end of November, which kind of falls in line with other releases for previous consoles and previous generations anyway. So with the pushback of Cyberpunk, it's gonna line up with the new console releases, which is going to be interesting. But the news that I wanted to talk about is that Cyberpunk is getting a TV show. It's getting a TV series.
Yes. Animated show, right?
Yes, that is correct. It's going to be who's producing? I can't remember now. I was reading about it before.
What did you say it was, Lewis?
An animated TV show.
All right.
So yeah, they're touting it for 2022. I think is the release date. Is that right, Lewis? From what I've read.
I believe so.
And it's supposed to be the same, if not part of the company that did The Witcher. So they're working together again with CD Projekt Red to get this sorted out. So yeah, TV show for Cyberpunk.
So let's hope Cyberpunk actually has a good reception.
Yeah, I think it's just tentative at the moment, so it'll depend on how the game performs, obviously. But I reckon, yeah, that's what I've still not watched the Witcher TV series yet. Honestly, has anybody else seen the Witcher one? Yeah,
I've seen the Witcher. I loved it. It's weird to me that Henry Cavill is more attractive as a grey-haired, like looks like he's been dragged through a hedge backwards man than he is when he's like clean shaven
Superman.
and all whatever. Yeah,
That shouldn't be weird.
several
never-
different.
you know-
No, but he's in The Man from U.N.C.L.E. as well, and I thought he was good looking in that. But he's somewhat more good looking as a Witcher. Like my mum is weirded out by it. She's just like, "Why is
He's
he
a
good looking there?"
rugged
and not
man.
there?"
He's a wilderness man. He could chop down a tree with a fist.
I think it's also the voice, because it's like gravel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fair, yeah. So yeah, Cyberpunk TV show. That's yeah, maybe, yeah, interesting. Depends on how the game is, but I'm still hyped for the game. I'm still looking forward to the game. I think it's going to be good.
I know every week I hear more about the game that I'm just like, ooh, okay.
Ah, there we go. That's I found it. I had the article. I knew I had the article sent somewhere. So where is it? Yeah, it's Netflix. They're looking to produce it. And a couple of the guys, Japanese guys who worked on Gurren Lagann, are actually the ones who are looking to direct and adapt the screenplay, which is really cool. So yeah,
This was a board game that's become a video game that's become a cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh,
but kind of anime style.
Yeah.
Animun. Carmine.
You know, I've still got to watch actually the Altered Carbon animated series. I've still got to watch that.
I've got an animated series of Altered Carbon. I need to watch the second series of Altered Carbon. I've just realised.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the second series of Altered Carbon yet either with Anthony Mackie.
Neo Tokyo.
Anthony Mackie, yeah.
Anthony Mackie. Mackie.
I think I would, but I haven't seen the first season yet.
I think his name's Anthony Mackie.
It is.
It is on your left.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It's
I
I
didn't
just,
realize you were actually referencing him.
yeah, I just couldn't speak.
Also, Lewis, don't worry, I've not seen it either, but no one's surprised at this point.
Not really.
What's going on in the chat? I'll let them chat. It's fine. Yeah, so the last thing I've got to talk about with you guys is
Our contracts.
no, is everything that kicked off last week and our response to it. It has been nearly 7 days since Twitch Blackout, which was something I haven't actually talked to you guys about specifically because it happened the day after we did our last talk show. So
And this is the only time we see each other.
Exactly. So, for those of you who don't know, there were several allegations online from females within the video game industry, as well as streamers and people like that, that there was various not just sexual advances, but assaults and harassment from a lot of males within the community. And so a lot of Twitch streamers came out and told their stories, and had the chance to put into the limelight what happened to them personally. And off the back of that, there were a lot of streamers who decided that a Twitch blackout was in order. We were going to do everything we could to get their attention by hitting them where it hurts most financially, because if you're not streaming on Twitch, then people don't watch, people don't subscribe, people don't cheer with bits, and they lose advertising income from that as well. So Twitch blackout happened last Wednesday, and it's been nearly a week now since it happened, and we also took part in it. We did not stream last Wednesday at all. I didn't even stream on Facebook. We decided to take the entire day to ourselves to help build awareness and talk to other people who've been personally victimized in this way. We opened our Discord's always there, and all of our messaging services are always there for anybody that wants to talk to someone. And so I haven't talked to you guys about it yet at all. I want to see what you guys know, what you guys have heard, what your experience, if you have any personal experience, that kind of stuff, and what you want to say. If there's anything you want to say about it.
We touched on it briefly during Rumble Pack last week, because a lot of this is
started kicking off at that point. Yeah.
It's tendrils from the hashtag Speaking Out movement on Twitter.
Yep.
Which the first time I'd heard about it, I think the first notions of it was from the British independent wrestling scene, which is then spread throughout wrestling. Through that, various people have been fired from positions of power, from organizations. Entire companies have shut down because of allegations made against the heads of the company.
Yep.
I don't know how it's impacted other forms of entertainment and the rest of the world in terms of things like Twitch. Obviously, with Twitch, it's slightly different because you're not beholden to one ownership. It's like more of an independent thing, so it's harder to reprimand someone for something like that. I don't have a huge amount of stuff to say on this topic. I'm not someone that has personally experienced anything.
Yep.
And while I have some friends that have experienced things, or people I know that have experienced things, it's not my place to talk about that particular subject.
That's fair.
But I will say, from things I've heard from women within gaming and from people who just, there's always the opportunity to be more welcoming and more open and more understanding and listen more to people, because there's a long history of shutting people out because they're different.
It's that cancel culture kind of thing. Yeah.
No, I'm meaning, like, I'm skirting around the base thing that I've heard from a lot of women in gaming, not just like, before you say this is like an international thing, women who are part of the gaming culture in Glasgow, or non-binary people, or people of minority groups who are part of the gaming culture in Glasgow, that is not always the most welcoming. And when you're a woman who are in these situations, sometimes you're ogled and stared at, and that in itself is not okay.
Yep.
What I was just trying to skirt around, basically, which I shouldn't be doing, I should be saying very directly, there's always the opportunities to get rid of that. Like, I can't speak on the more horrendous aspects of the speaking out movement, but I can speak on the we need to do more to be more open and to let more people in. I'd like to think that R-CADE as a business and as a place is very open at bringing people in. We've been told we've even improved on that over the 2 years that we've been open, in terms of being a place that people can come and be themselves. And
inclusive and welcoming. Yeah, that's the whole point.
Obviously, people can always be better, and things like the horrifying stories that have come out just prove that more needs to be done across the board and everything. And that's enough of me talking as a straight white male.
So, I mean, in terms,
has enough to say.
That's all right. Thank you, Sam. Thank you. In terms of
hide behind my Power Rangers,
hide behind your Hawaiian shirt. In terms of Twitch itself, as a direct response to everything that was put out there were a number of bans, and streamers were kicked off of the service almost immediately. It was within, well, it was not almost immediately, it was within a few days. But there, I think that is, again, that's a short-term solution. There needs to be a long-term solution. There needs to be a mediation of sorts. There needs to be someone there, or a team there, that if a female, not just a female but males as well, if someone is victimized in that kind of way, then they can go to that team safely and comfortably, knowing that they'll have the support and the means to put forward a complaint, for it to be investigated properly, and then for the right actions to be taken from that. There needs to be something there, which there isn't at the moment. That's the problem. I think that's the biggest problem. The people who have been victimized need to have someone that will listen to them, and then the right actions taken therefore from that.
Because the running issue that exists in all, like, not just Twitch, and all these industries that have been called out, the comic book industry, the wrestling industry, everything, the one thing that comes out here is, one, victims are uncertain about coming forward because people will harass them, like fans of the people will harass them and give them crazy amounts of abuse, dox them, all this kind of stuff. And then the idea of not being believed for what they've went through, and especially within the professional industries, where it's been networking and things like that, where the women are so uncomfortable going to these networking things, is because that can genuinely impact your career and how you respond to this. So this is, I am a very lucky woman where I have thankfully not experienced any major levels of this kind of harassment. You know, every woman ever will have base level harassments of people catcalling you on the street, or people going, "Oh, do you actually know anything about this thing that you're talking about?" Where they go, "Oh yeah, is that really something you're interested in?" I dressed up as Pikachu for Halloween once, and I genuinely got asked, "Do I even like Pokemon?" So, like, there'll always be these base level sort of aggressions. But then sort of the fact that people have been getting let away with, people who are very high up in certain companies, or people that have large followings, and that they're allowed to sort of harass people and do these things, and they think they're getting away with it. The fact that, and it's nothing new, the call outs are nothing new, this has been going on for years with the Me Too movement and everything. Like, people are like, "Oh, look at Hollywood," and you're like, "Yeah, well, the games industry has been bad for years. I'm on a game design course where, in a group of, maybe at the start it was like 20 of us, like 3 or 4 of us were women. So it's something that it doesn't even like push women, it pushes women out of the industry, but also doesn't invite them into the industry as well. So
no, I mean, there was that. So a lot of what you'll see at conventions and stuff in terms of video game developers and that kind of thing is they'll obviously do their convention days, and during the day they'll show off their new software, their new IPs, all that kind of stuff. But then they'll have sort of private parties afterwards at different bars and different clubs around the city where the convention's taking place. And what happens a lot of the time is those parties are toxic, they are disgusting, and they are horrible, and they are run by and organized by people who don't have the first clue about how to run an event and make it about networking, because it's not about networking, those events. It's about misogyny, and it's about, you know, about because there was, what was it, the article about, I think it was about 2 years ago or maybe even last year, where there was an event where, I can't remember what video game it was for, but they hired a load of actors or actresses to dress up as the main character. But I think it was something like Lollipop Chainsaw or something like that. Like, the main character was like a cheerleader in a really like terrible outfit, but they hired loads of staff basically, or girls to dress up like that, so they could serve the white males that were all attending this networking event. And it was disgusting. It was Jessica Nigiri.
Jessica Nigri.
Oh no, he's replying to Michelle's.
Oh, right, okay, big thing.
Which
okay.
I was gonna say, I don't want to state that because that's unfair, as well, to be honest. Like,
oh, you're invited to the games industry, but only if you have big boobs.
That's not fair.
Totana says he's not been invited to the game industry, unfortunately.
Yeah, and people at the end, women will have in all of these industries, they will have the lists of people they know who to avoid now, and it's awful that you will pass on that information to people, just going like, yeah, okay, that here, but avoid him, or don't speak to him, or maybe this thing, because it's awful that this is what the defense. You're like, you're there to work, and people are just like, yeah, but what if it wasn't just work? And they're just like, no, I'm here to work. Stop bothering me.
Yeah, it's mad.
I'd just like to weigh in and say,
Sorry, Michelle.
Like Michelle said, this is obviously something that affects. Well, I mean, it's not just what Michelle said, but it is something that affects every industry, and even going beyond the industries. I recently had a thing going back to when I did D&D at university. Obviously, Dungeons and Dragons, Wizards of the Coast have got their own problems right now. But I already spoke on that.
Yeah.
Like I had a friend message me to go back to the society and like speak up on an incident of harassment that had occurred. And I was I'm kind of ashamed to say that like my legacy that I've left behind there is kind of been tarnished by this happening. Like it was always something to be proactive. Everyone was welcome, and now it's kind of declined in the society. So yeah, it's definitely something that it's everywhere. It's horrible.
And the thing is,
I just think everyone needs to act on it.
Yeah,
like, if you see it happening, don't just stand by.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the common things, right? Because a lot of people are going the famous phrase, "Not all men," and you're like, yeah, okay, cool. If you're not that man, speak up. Like, speak out against that person. Because I know for a fact, and like, there are things your friends will say as jokes. There are things the men you know in your life will say as jokes that aren't necessarily jokes. They're trying to see who's going to react to them around them, who's going to okay this behavior by not saying anything. Don't let that behavior slide. Even if in your head you go, God, I want to get out of this situation, I don't want to talk to them. Don't let it slide. Go,
no, speak up.
Speak up. Or even, like, if you're worried about speaking up, that whole thing of when someone says something kind of inappropriate to you because they think it's a joke, like whether it's racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever, and you go, I don't get it, can you explain it to me? Make them explain why they think that's funny, and then they will very quickly realise that you're not on side with them, or they'll just shut up and never say it again, hopefully.
Yeah, about to do it, Anyway,
if we're lucky.
Nice. I've brought the tone down quite a lot, I'm sorry, but I wanted to talk about it. I wanted it to be I want people to know that it's an open discourse, and that if they want to speak to somebody about it, and they want to even just to you know, get it off your chest and get that chip off your shoulder, and make sure that you know you can not move on, but you know, feel that you've spoken to someone about it and feel a bit more free in terms of your own experiences and your personal thoughts and opinions and feelings, then we're here. We're always here. That's what we do. R-CADE is here for that.
Yeah, so it's like God forbid that would ever happen within our community, but
we wouldn't know.
To our community, we're all here to listen, and if you don't feel necessarily comfortable talking to the guys, you can come talk to me, and I'm sure Michelle's in the same boat there.
Exactly.
And it's like, we're here to listen. If there's any harassment happening within our community, we don't want that. We want everyone to make sure that they feel safe and secure in this little place that we've created, because as much as we've kind of said it, like, R-CADE is a place for people, and we want people to feel welcome, everyone. So that we want it to be a space free of that kind of abuse or harassment or fear.
Exactly.
Any kind of abuse or harassment or fear.
Exactly.
Unless it's video game fear. That's apparently fine.
Right, moving on to... It actually takes us into my last little piece. Just a quick thing. Obviously, we use our Discord quite a lot as our...
Some of us do.
Our community base. Ignoring this man here. No, it's that side. But we use Discord a lot as our sort of community base for everyone to get together, talk, chat, play games together. Even we've done watch parties now in the past. and we're on Discord right now. That's how all four of us are talking to you at the same time.
Don't dox me.
Don't dox you. But I was some interesting news came out today, and this is something I did not know about Discord. Do you guys know anything about the history of Discord, and how it started and when it started?
I barely know anything about the current Discord.
I thought you were going to mention the new drop downs.
No. Nothing to do with the update.
I think I've just realised why it's called Discord. Oh wait, no, I've not. It's called Discord because you're having a conversation, so it's discourse.
No, it's to do with Greek mythology. It's the apple of Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, my one that I was like, I think I've worked it out was because they were like in like the computer lab, like building it, and they were, what should we call it? Discord. It wasn't a joke, genuinely. I thought that might be it.
No, so Discord was a startup from 2015, I believe. 2015 it started, so about 5 years ago. It's not been around that long. And there's an article basically about they just got a new valuation on their company. Literally, I think it was today, in fact. But the new valuation on Discord is $3.5 billion.
I assume it's jumped in the last few months.
It's jumped quite a bit, thanks to lockdown. But Discord started in 2015, and this was interesting because it kind of relates to everything that's going on right now. Back in 2015, it was two guys that started up Discord as a way for them to chat while gaming, because they loved playing video games. It actually originally started because they released, they tried to release, or did release, and it wasn't very successful, their own video game, and they had created this sort of chat software to go along with it so that people could use the software while playing the game. The game didn't do very well, so they took Discord and they put more love into that, and it became not what it is today, but it became something that everybody else wanted to use. Strangely though, it started in 2015, but I think it was a couple years later in 2017, I think. Discord started to get a lot more users, but the users were actually from... Oh, where is it? I've lost it now. It was in this article I was reading, and I've lost it. Oh, no. There you go. Yeah, 2017. Oh, no, actually, it was back in 2015. A load of white supremacists started using Discord quite a lot. Yeah. So
white supremacists ruin everything.
It gained...
why couldn't they just go to use TeamSpeak?
It gained notoriety as the home for the alt-right movement of white supremacists that actually orchestrated the Charlottesville protests and the killings and murders that happened there.
Andrew, I thought we were bringing back up the tone.
No, I just wanted to get this out of the way.
My hair has nothing to do.
Political leaning.
Okay.
Political alignment, as if you're like neutral Tory or something like that.
Absolutely not. Jeez.
Hey, Shotgun Wells.
Like that was the first one.
Michelle, please tell me that was a. Please tell me
Daybreak.
I hope I don't give out those.
Michelle, did you? Was that
a mistake?
That was a typo, please. Shotgun Wells.
Thank you for the shirt comment.
Yeah, but what I was trying to
insecurity.
What I was trying to say was...
You just said the first party that came to my head. That wasn't a thing on you. Because I was thinking of the alt-right thing, so I was like neutral alt-right, and then I just decided to name a British political party.
Just the random one that came into your head, yeah. Nice. Could have went with Lib Dems. That would have been, non-offensive to everyone.
No, I was thinking about the evil sides.
Oh, you were going with evil, as evil as possible. Yeah. That's fair.
The monster evil.
Chaotic Labour, I don't know.
So yeah, back in 2015, or at least a year or two after that, an alt-right movement basically took over and started using Discord more than any other group. And then after everything that happened in Charlottesville during those protests, I think there was it 41 people were killed or something like that? I can't remember now off the top of my head. 34 people are injured. That was it. Sorry. One woman died after one person drove a car into the crowd. After that happened, the two founders of Discord basically went in and cleaned the whole thing up. They kicked all the white supremacists out. Any groups that had anything to do with white supremacy, they just completely banned and destroyed everything that had anything to do with Charlottesville protests and everything that happened there. And then a couple of years later, started building Discord back up, adding features and adding different things in there to make it safer for people and more inclusive and easier to use and just a better place to be. So what I was reading up about was that Discord they don't use an IP banning system. So they don't ban people based on their IP addresses. They actually use a meta words search system. So as soon as you've used a certain term or a certain slur or something like that, that automatically bans you from even starting up a new account with Discord and coming back on, which is what is the best thing about Discord in terms of making it as safe as possible compared to other services. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting. It was related to what I was talking about, and it's weird that from just 5 years ago, Discord is like a horrible place filled with white supremacists organizing horrible events and stuff, and now to this day it's used by everyone, and it's been used by everyone, and it seems like a nice, safe, inclusive place. But it just goes to show that I didn't know about that. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
No.
But it's mad. It's mad.
As a wild change of conversation, but you open this talking about their market share value.
Wow.
And this can end the conversation. So don't have to talk about white supremacists
That's fine. That's
anymore.
fine.
No confirmation, but I'm assuming this company's got nothing to do with white supremacy.
We don't. Arcade have nothing to do with white supremacists. Lewis does not represent any.
He's a communist. He's got Metro 2033 on his wall. He loves Furbies. Look at the background.
You should be
Furbies.
Yeah, comrade. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
I'm sorry, Liz.
What movie is that, Nadia?
I'm not a white supremacist or
Sorry, Gremlins. Yeah.
any of those. Hey.
Furbies.
Jeez,
Right.
Drew. Thanks, Michelle.
What I was gonna say, I saw a post that was really random in the midst of speaking out and COVID and Black Lives Matter and all these different really important causes and things online. Was someone shared a post from one of the founders of Brewdog?
Yeah.
Which was, has everyone here seen this or no?
No.
He'd posted on Facebook and someone started sharing it around Instagram, etc., which was in 2008, I think he said. They tried to go on Dragon's Den with Brewdog, and they made it through to the stage just before you're on TV, where you're talking to producers and you're pitching to producers, and they wanted the Dragons to get 20% of the company value for £100,000. And the producer said that you're just not worth putting on TV. You're not going to be bought into, and you're not entertaining, so we're not putting you up. And now in 2020. The way this was phrased, this is how it sounded, but I think that might be wrong. But it implied that 20% market share of their business would have gone from being worth £100,000 to now being worth $360 million.
Yeah.
In the space of 12 years, and the Dragons were like, nah. Fine.
We passed up on bigger things. Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Good choices. Thank you, Sam.
Oh yeah, Andy, you said you were going to put this stream onto YouTube.
Yeah, but I can edit. It's fine.
All right,
we'll cut there. It's cool. Good, awesome.
Cut there and then talk about Brewdog.
Let's move on to a new segment. No, let's do the old segment. Let's do Rush Mountmore.
It's such an old segment. It celebrates white supremacists.
Rush Mountmore.
I didn't realise that. I only just realised because I've seen a tweet about it that Mount Rushmore isn't that old.
No.
America's not
that old.
No, like,
Nothing in America's that old.
No, I said people have grandparents that were around before Mount Rushmore was finished.
People have grandparents that worked on Rush Mountmore.
Yeah, like if you look at
it took a long time.
My grandparents worked on the
Mount Rushmore was getting done. That was in the last
Whoa.
century.
Lewis, what?
My grandparents worked on the Richie Rich family mountain. You know?
That's a Macaulay
I don't
Culkin.
understand.
That's a Macaulay
I'm
Culkin
okay.
reference and a half. Wow.
So in Richie Rich,
No,
they have
it's
a Mount
fine.
Rushmore of the family.
there is.
fine.
It's beautiful. It is beautiful. I remember
Yeah.
that.
And then
It's
they
a good movie.
shoot the nose off with a giant laser. It's-
It's a good movie. The
If
whole,
you've
the
not
whole
seen
ending of the
Rush Mountmore
movie.
before.
The whole ending of that movie is inside their
Mount Rushmore was
version
completed
of
in
Mount
1941.
Rushmore.
Oh,
Wait,
they didn't have anything better to
wait.
do.
World War II wasn't
Alright.
even over yet. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, we're
they-
busy here. We're building a thing.
Wait,
Well, the
wait,
Americans
what?
didn't get involved until late.
There was Michelle.
No,
I've moved it. It's
Wasn't
over
it
here.
1940 that they got involved though?
Maybe. But they decided that they needed to finish the mountain too. But yeah, so that was
We
within the
got big-
last...
Sorry,
Yeah.
we're making a mountain.
We were hammering a nose. But yeah,
What?
hammering a
That's
nose.
not how that works.
Is
Yeah,
that
Mount
why it
Rushmore
was
is not that
named-
old.
Is that-
Rushmore?
is that why it was named Rushmore? Because they had to finish it as quickly as possible.
So they were just like, rush more.
Welcome to Rush Mountmore. If you've not seen us do this before, this is the segment of the show where we give each other a category and you get 30 seconds to name your 4 favourite things from that category in no particular order whatsoever. It's the 4 best old white men on an indigenous mount that was stolen. So
I thought you were talking about us, and I'm just like, okay, 2 of us aren't white men.
me and Lewis. Lewis, wait, no, I'm not.
Have you seen the image that I made? It's gonna come back up on screen right now. There you go.
I'm still upset I'm not
It's-
Abraham Lincoln.
It's beautiful. It's
I had the
beautiful.
direction going on, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, this week we're going
Being
to start
bald
with
only makes my ears stick out more.
Good thing you're wearing the
Andrew.
headset. Yes, Sam.
who,
Yes.
who do you have this week?
I have Lulu.
Lulu,
I have Lulu. Drew has
Okay.
Lulu.
what is your topic for Lulu? I have my timer.
I'm just getting it on my screen because I've forgotten what I wrote down.
Oh no.
There it is. I've got it. Okay. Lulu, are you ready?
I am ready as hell to be.
Okay. Here we go. Lulu, I would like your top 4 sci-fi TV shows.
Ooh. Stargate SG-1. Firefly. This is tough.
No, it's not.
It is tough.
15 seconds.
Red Dwarf.
Actually, yeah, Red Dwarf.
No, help him!
And then,
It's a joke.
One more.
Battlestar Galactica.
Nice.
There you go.
Original or
Star
remake?
Wars-
We said the 100. Oh, okay.
You missed the 100. Original or remake? With Battlestar. No wait. Yeah.
Harold Remus.
No.
I'm gonna have to go. I think they're
Rey
original.
Mysterio?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go
Skipping.
original.
Original? Okay. Fair. Nice. Thank you, Luce. Thank
Good
you.
achievement. You finished the thing.
Original's the one that's got
Cha-cha.
Katie Sackhoff, isn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Nadia.
The original.
Who
Yeah.
do you have this week?
I have Andy.
Andrew.
Drew.
Dre.
What is his topic?
Your topic is your top 4 accompaniments for mayonnaise.
That's
First. No. Let me have my time. First would be sriracha. Just mix some sriracha in there. Make a sriracha mayo. It's lovely. It's delicious.
Sriracha.
No sriracha. Sriracha.
You have 13 minutes for 13
13
seconds.
minutes. I've got ages then. No, peanut butter.
What?
I don't know what you mean by accompaniments, like chives
What we just
and
with
whoa!
mayonnaise.
Excuse me. Chips.
You only got 2. You
No,
only
I got 3. I said
On the-
chips. You didn't hear
On the
me.
easiest damn question, you still didn't make it.
It's because everyone kept interrupting me.
You could have said like food.
I
or-
did.
You meant like
I
the thing that you
did.
dip in.
Like-
You meant like it's a flip because normally mayonnaise is the accompaniment.
My fourth was
You're
gonna
weird
be
wacky.
mayo.
You can't have mayo and mayo.
Yes, I can.
No. It's cheating.
All right,
Hey, what's up, Colin? How you doing?
Lewis, who have you got?
I have you, Sam.
Oh!
That's way to do. The timer.
Someone time me.
I'm not timing anymore.
Oh,
Oh, I just yanked my here.
I'll time.
You're hearing- you're
time.
hearing
I'll put a
orbs.
timer. It's okay.
I've got it
I
on
just hit my hearing aid,
screen.
but
Are
that's
you
alright.
ready?
Okay. Sam, could you please give me your Rush Mountmore of your top favorite 90s comedies?
Start.
Andrew's struggling. He's just not gonna do it because.
No, I'm just gonna talk all the way through your one as well. Like everybody else talks through my one. It's fine. Movies. Just movies in general.
No,
Space Jam.
90s comedy movies.
90s Space
which
Jam.
I'm struggling with.
Space Jam.
I am bad at this.
Space Jam.
I might have no answers.
Pre-2000.
I'm only thinking of ones from the 2000s and the 80s. How am I getting this?
Trading
Born
Places.
in the 90s, man.
Ah!
Come on, man, you could be like Space Jam, Forrest Gump, like so many.
Wait a minute, Forrest Gump was not a comedy.
Yes, it was. It was
It was
hilarious.
quite funny. He gets shot
Space
in the
Jam's
butt.
a sports film. My brain went, oh, Blues Brothers, and I was like, that's 1988. And then I was like, the only thing that came to my mind was Daddy Daycare, and I was like, that's the 2000s. Like,
You didn't even say Blues Brothers.
that's because I knew I was wrong. So don't bother.
Dr. Doolittle.
No, seen it.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Slim. I thought you'd like.
That
nail
was the worst.
You
that
bring
was
it
the worst anyone's done.
of film, man? Like.
I have a book that Michelle gave me that's 1,000 films to see before you die.
Yeah, like you like.
Wait, don't you have the poster as well?
Day,
You
man.
know, like, Sam watches through terrible movies because for some reason Sam hasn't seen movies.
You could have just named.
Said terrible films.
You could have just named 4 Robin Williams movies: Mrs. Doubtfire, Flubber, Patch
Not seen it.
Adams, and Jack.
Not seen it.
Easy, done,
Not seen it.
finished.
That's 4 I've not seen. I was trying to think of Jim Carrey movies, and again, all that came to my head
Liar!
was Yes Man. Yes Man. And I
Ace
was like, that's
Ventura.
the 2008.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's Ventura, The Mask.
I don't like The Mask, I'll be honest.
Michelle's just that book was a waste of money.
It was your book. It was a second-hand book.
Kelly's Wish for Money Heart as well.
Okay.
You watched all the movies, so I got it.
Who was
who have you got?
last up?
I've got you, Nadia, and mine's gonna be a
I've
lot
got
kinder.
you, Nadia.
Originally, I was gonna preface this because I like giving a little lead in. So I was gonna say you partake in what some refer to as adult dress up, also known as cosplay, and then I realized the phrase adult dress up is the worst. It's not what I meant.
Do you want to drop your Love Honey link in the chat, Sam? No.
I meant cosplay. So, Nadia, give
Yes.
me your Rush Mountmore of cosplays that you have worn.
Oh, I haven't actually done that many. Pikachu is one of them.
That was
Toga
last year.
Toga. No, Pikachu was a while ago. Toga. I cosplayed Mogar from X-Ray and Bav.
Excellent.
And
The last one.
I haven't actually done. I have plans
no.
for cosplays.
I know
And
the-
I never.
The last one should be Captain Binbag.
Captain Benbag. I have more ideas.
Do Halloween costumes count as cosplay?
Technically, yes, if it's supposed to be a specific.
Costume play.
Oh wait, I was dressed up as Dean from fucking
Sam's
My
house.
Supernatural. Yes.
Oh, Sam, that's beautiful.
I was Dean from Supernatural one year for Comic Con. I forgot about that.
Okay, that was Rush Mountmore. We rushed through it. I couldn't name any 90s comedies because Andy kept screaming Space Jam.
Space Jam is one of them.
I don't think it's a comedy. It's
Whoa.
I would not call it a comedy.
Whoa.
What? What the hell would you
What do you
call
think?
it?
Is that
It's
dramatization?
a romance film.
It's a dramatization, clearly. It's a documentary piece.
The love shared between Bugs and Lola is heart palpitating. That's my favourite 90s comedy. Star Wars Episode 1.
Nice. Okay.
Cool.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to our second piece from the personal section. We're going to do
The classified ads.
Return of the Thing! Return of the Thing! I'll let the chat enjoy that image on screen first before we go forward with Return of the Thing.
I don't know what the image is, and I'm scared now.
It is us over the Return of the King. Poster
I
for
really
Lord of
wish
the
you'd
Rings
given me
Okay,
shows and
okay.
not movies.
with
Lewis.
the Lego
can-
Man.
I was going to say, can
In the
you
background.
name who we each are without seeing the original image?
I'll try
I
and
can't
pull it
see
up.
the image. If you put the
Well,
image on the Discord, it'd be
this
fine.
is a challenge for Lewis and possibly Sam.
Oh,
Oh.
dear.
Oh,
Well,
you mean like who?
Nadia's
who we are
Gandalf.
plastered over?
Yeah, which character we are. Yeah.
Yeah, Nadia's Gandalf.
Nadia's Gandalf.
Yep.
Sam's Frodo.
Yep.
Even
I'm
though I feel
Frodo.
like Sam should be Sam.
I know that was
Legolas-
the obvious one.
Legolas is a Lego man.
Yes.
I am Aragon.
You are.
Big Beagle.
And Andrew appears to be
Galadriel?
no.
No.
He's
Oh no!
he's- what's
the-
her name? Oh
I am no
Arwen?
man.
no.
Oh,
Um,
Eowyn.
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 Yes, it is Eowyn. Yes.
No, that I was building up to.
It's
a
Liv
joke, but I
Tyler,
forgot her name.
aka Eowyn. That's me. I have
Forgot
no.
her name.
Tyler's Arwen.
What?
Eowyn
Tyler's-
is the one that pulls the helmet off and goes, "I am no man."
Oh no,
Yeah.
that's not Eowyn. Then it's the other one. It's Liv Tyler.
Arwen.
Arwen. Sorry, I always get their names mixed up because they sound the same.
I was gonna say that you're that chick from. You're that chick from Pirates of the
Armageddon?
Caribbean, but I forgot who played her.
Kira Knightley.
No,
That's it.
she's not in Lord. What?
It's Natalie Portman.
She
guys.
was
Come
like-
on.
No, it's Kira Knightley because she talked.
Kira Knightley was fairly young when
She always
Lord
does.
of the Rings started, was she not?
No.
'Cause she was only, like, she was young when Pirates of the Caribbean started.
She
Andrew,
was.
phone your
she was-
friend Kira.
She was young in Star Wars. as well.
Anyway, this is Return of the King. Return of the Thing. Sorry, I said the wrong thing.
Return of the Thing. Okay, so
Lewis.
in the previous weeks, if you haven't seen Return of the Thing, yes, it does. Rose, we're always.
We are destined to be together. Juju and Lulu forever.
He gave up immortality for me.
Old ass wizard.
It's Drulu Drulu.
Why are you upset about this?
So
You
if,
get
yeah,
to
if
tell
you
people
haven't-
they failed exams.
I'm Nadia the White.
You were Nadia the Grey, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
I have silver hair at some point.
Anyway,
Sorry. Let Lewis do a thing.
if you haven't seen Return of the Thing, which you probably haven't because we've renamed it,
Didn't have a name.
it used to be called What Would You Do? But now it's called Return of
What
the
would
Thing.
you do?
It returns and it's a thing. So yeah, we are given a situation and we say how we would react. In the previous weeks, we've had how would you save the Space Jam, or
Save the space.
save the Space Jam, or how would you run the Jurassic Park better?
I'm actually so upset because I found online a T-shirt from the company that's doing the camera crane operation for Space Jam 2. It was a movie staff on-set T-shirt official that was going for not very much money, and I didn't grab it instantly, and it is now gone. And I'm sad because I was like, I don't even like Space Jam. I'll buy a shirt for a movie that's not come out yet and might never come out.
How can you not like Space Jam?
Fine. It's fine. Move on.
What is
I
this
like-
week's scenario?
What's this
Anyway,
week's thing?
This week's scenario.
Wait,
Thing. What's the thing?
Which of the R-CADE staff members would be the best Doomslayer?
Michelle. That's
my Doom soundtrack noise.
Just to clarify, the Doomslayer is the guy from Doom.
Yeah.
Yes. The
So
one
wait,
who
are
was
we
too
supposed to
angry
say
to die.
why we would be good at the Doomslayer, or if we actually have an member
No, we
of
all
staff
have
that
to
would be good?
justify why Michelle would be great as
You can justify yourself, or you could nominate someone and why you. think
Michelle.
they would be
Even the
best.
chat and Mish herself are saying Mish. I am Arcade Mum.
It's Fury of the Small.
Cyborg, you know.
Okay.
That doesn't work. There's a couple of cyborgs, 3 cyborgs particularly.
Who's the third? Oh. Me.
But-
No.
Me, Lewis, and Michelle have all got
But
parts that weren't with us when we
If
first.
anything, I'm the closest
born in
thing.
Excuse me? Parts that weren't with us?
That's
We were
a
first
really
born in the
unfair
world.
thing to call Yoshi.
I crocheted the BFG.
would Michelle's finishers be like she crochets enemies?
Does he have
Crochets enemies
finishers?
to death, yeah.
Is Doom guy like a
No.
wrestler?
Crochets enemies to hell. Yeah. Back to hell, sorry. That would be it, yeah.
I feel like Michelle's the best at wielding a gun.
No, so if you haven't played Doom or any of the
How can you tell?
more recent Doom, Sam. So yeah, you've got finishers, where you can finish an enemy off with sick moves.
I'm right in saying in the original Doom, the final boss is Adolf Hitler, correct?
No,
No, that's
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
It's Wolfenstein you're thinking of.
I had a great joke lined up where I was going to say, well, the worst is clearly Lewis, but it's not.
To be fair, even
Well, I mean, Wolfenstein's
a good game.
is a relative of Doomslayer.
Yeah.
Cool.
Confirmed by
Bethesda, yeah, by the big guys, the ones upstairs. Wolfenstein, good game as well, by the by. If anybody wants to play some FPS,
I tried to play the original Wolfenstein because I was using it as for one of the games we designed for university. That shit is unplayable.
Like the original.
What?
Yeah, the
console was it
original.
originally on?
Where like you get a really pixelated little character that tries to shout Achtung at you in like the most garbled mechanical voice in the planet.
I've got Wolfenstein
was the original one?
3D on the Atari Jaguar in the shop, which was really good fun.
Was it Castle Wolfenstein or
Castle
the
Wolfenstein?
It's called Castlevania.
No,
different one?
no.
I think it's 'cause I
Castle
know there's,
Grayskull.
Um,
The
Okay,
castle.
I think I'd be the best because I can fit in the suit.
Okay.
no.
That's my statement.
I vote Michelle.
Maybe
as
no.
well. I vote Michelle as well.
I think Michelle
Yeah.
would be good because she has a lot of experience now from her bartending days of
I think
eating.
she would be the Samus Aran
monsters
of Doom. Yeah.
I've literally got the name Sam.
Thanks,
Castle
Colin.
was the one.
Thank you, Colin, for the
No
Atari
one-
Jaguar love. Thank you.
Ever asked what it stands for? Samus, clearly.
Samathy. I thought it was Samathy.
Samathy Cricket.
Samathan. Short for Samathan, right? Samathy. Samathan.
Salmon, actually.
I
Alexander Samilton.
was gonna say Samazander, but you know. Okay.
Sam Jelena.
I was getting Sam Julina.
Sam Jelena Sam G.
It's not Samanda, no. Okay.
Samanda Bites.
Is Samantha not just your two names combined almost?
That's Samandrew.
Samandrew Bites.
Samandrew.
If Sam was a panda,
Hey,
he was the dragon warrior.
Would he not just be Samda?
Sampanda. Samanda. Samanda. Okay.
Samda
okay.
Drive.
Yeah. Or Pandam.
I think
Pandam.
I think
Pam.
the
Just Pam.
well has run dry.
Okay.
And yet, still like
We're still going. Let's move on to our final piece for
Short
us here,
section.
which is the news section. Which what? With you?
Lewis, did you just say short section?
Yeah, that's what.
because you asked the question that all of us
Yes,
should
we
do,
answered
Michelle.
it.
Yeah, I thought it would have more impact. To be honest, I thought it would be like, bam, like.
Why
I
would you
would
think we would be
kill
arguing?
demons in this way.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't fight. I'm a lover. I can't hit them.
I don't fight. I'm a lover, Mr. Lover
There's
Lover.
the fury of the small.
But then surely we could argue you should be Doom guy,
No.
Doom person.
Yeah, that's Michelle's right. Yeah, I had a simple answer. Sorry, Lewis, but your question was simple, and it was Mish clearly.
I can ask another one. More.
The thing is, we
Oh.
we didn't even argue about it. It's not like anybody else wanted to be the Doomslayer. We all just went
No,
Mish.
can I
It's
put it
Mish.
this way?
It's clearly
Like,
Mish.
yeah, it's Michelle, fury and small and all that, but like also, I think Mish would win in a fight against me. I'll be honest.
But also, the Doomslayer doesn't talk. And,
I don't.
as we have said, you're very loud.
Yeah.
Nadia, we've
Can
just
you imagine
talked,
that? You'd hear me like 3 miles away.
we've just talked about how it can be difficult for women to get into gaming. Don't immediately justify us making a fight between two female members of staff. We're not falling for this trap. Being
No.
like, yeah, make them fight. There can only be one. No, we're not doing this.
No,
That's right.
okay, new answer. Me and Michelle, one of us on top of the other person's shoulders.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
And then we'd
Cool.
fit in the Samus suit, for fuck's sake.
In a trench coat, in a trench coat, trying to get into an R-rated movie.
I will on that topic, Andrew.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys have seen it, but you should 100%. Obviously, long time, most
Thank you,
time
Totana.
fan of the great animated show BoJack Horseman. You should Google the character Vincent Adultman.
No.
Okay,
He's two, three children.
He's supposed to be 3 kids in a trench coat with a spatula and a mannequin's arm.
You've told me about this
But
before, yeah.
They kind of just.
Wow.
The point is, none of the characters other than Bojack know that he's kids. So I kind of hope that it's not. It's just a really childlike man who's lost an arm.
Michelle's made a very good point in the chat, actually.
I can't see chat, so you need to say it out loud.
Just don't get
I
enough
wield a
out of Sam,
badass
he
piece of
wields
bread.
a badass piece of bread.
It was more than one piece.
It was a loaf.
Anyway, enough of us loafing around. Andrew, what's the next thing? My hair flopped with the wind.
What's the next thing? Is your mum okay?
Yeah, it's dinner
Oh,
communication.
I see.
Bye,
I see.
Nadia's mom.
No, I just wanted to point
I
something
met
out.
Nadia's mum the other day, actually. Well, I didn't particularly meet, more saw from down the driveway and waved and said hello.
See, I feel
Yeah.
like Nadia's mum is like mythical. It's like Tom and Jerry. She
That's
only,
what-
or Fairly Odd Parents. Only the bottom half of her exists.
No, Fairly Odd
Fairly
Parents.
Odd Parents.
No, not
it's
Fairly
all
Odd
of them.
Parents.
You're thinking about Cow and
Well,
Chicken.
Yes, Kevin Chicken. Thank you. That was it. That's what I was thinking of.
Chicken?
I don't think like she's that mythical way of me. I can't picture Nadia's mum.
Yeah,
in her
elusive.
entire-
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elusive Nadia's mum.
No, the thing I wanted to point out before we move on was how much Lewis reminds me of James McAvoy in Split right now.
That's not a good thing.
Speaking of James
I don't know if it's a good
McAvoy,
thing or bad thing, but yeah.
It's a very
I-
specific personality as well.
I'm
It's very
definitely
classy.
not keeping this hairstyle because I've been called very nasty things.
Right, I'll admit though, you've called yourself them first, and then
I
everyone's
didn't
just
call
built on
myself
it.
James McAvoy from Split.
No, okay,
That is
so-
not a
Or-
nasty
okay,
thing.
Or-
that's
A white
okay.
supremacist.
Professor X then.
I think. Do you know what, Lewis?
No, you
It's
did.
growing
You
on me.
said my hairstyle doesn't show my political. What do you
Agenda.
call it? No. Oh, what was the whatever it was?
Alignment.
Alignment. There we go.
Ah.
So you'd started that one first, and then they just piled onto it.
Lewis,
yes, yes.
it's growing on me faster than it's growing on you. Literally. But I think
It's not
it just needs even it out, and you're fine, and then it looks good. Trust me.
It's my favorite Darkness song.
Even it out.
No. Growing on me.
Sorry, that was long. I was trying to talk about. I've finally seen a movie, but everyone.
Oh, was it Space Jam?
And no, I've seen that. But it was on the conversation of James McAvoy. I saw The Last King of Scotland. which
All
was
right. Okay. Yeah.
Very interesting and way too white savior. Realistically, very much white savior. James McAvoy gets to Africa, and within the first 5 minutes, he's having intercourse with a woman there, and for no reason. It's just like
Is that
I'm
not
in
just
Africa.
most? And that's just most movies, really. To be honest, intercourse stories, and you're just like, okay.
with James
McAvoy.
Which is McAvoy. It's really weird that it occurs in so many things.
I know, and Forrest Whitaker's just standing over it going,
And that's why I say that Space Jam is a romance.
It's James McAvoy.
James McAvoy comes in and, yeah.
Aren't you glad I changed the conversation, Lewis? Come on.
Totally. Okay, so on to our final piece, which is called True Lies.
I don't know the theme tune to True Lies.
I made a cursed image, especially for True Lies.
It is very cursed.
I call it.
It's even
Ties.
more cursed. It's different now. Nadia.
It's changed.
God.
It's changed again.
It's like his whole face.
Oh, this is not the one I've seen before.
I made a new one.
Who's? Why didn't you Photoshop someone's face onto
Onto
the lady?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Was it Jamie Lee Curtis?
It's Jamie Lee Curtis.
Couldn't tell.
I was gonna put Michelle on it, but she'd kill me.
You could have put me.
I was thinking about actually Lewis was the one I wanted to put on there. So
Wait,
the
you can't put me on anymore.
the eternal the,
No,
eter-
just
the,
Portal
et-
Pick and Job.
the eternal romance of Lulu and Drew
What?
would endure. But
What's the Nadia? I see the chips. Andy's number 3 accompaniment for mayonnaise.
Yep.
What's at the back?
It's a steak sandwich.
Also
Okay.
an accompaniment for mayonnaise, by the by.
Mine has got mushrooms and fried onions.
So, True Lies, the way this works is that I've asked each of us to come up with 3 facts about ourselves, 2 of which will be complete and utter fabrications, and 1 of which will be a horrible, horrible, or a lovely, lovely truth. So we'll take it in turns, and we each have to sort of figure out who's lying and who's telling the truth, which one's which. Okay? So
No, every one of us will be lying. It's
all right, I mean, which one's the truth and which one's the lie.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I will start us off.
Oh.
I have my 3 facts written down on my phone. Let's have a look
I
here.
just got more food up here.
Oh, it's a cat.
That's a
That's weird.
cat.
Well,
Don't
So I
eat,
can't
don't
come-
eat the cat.
Don't eat it.
Sorry, I went too close to the mic to do
I
that.
thought you said donate the cat. Just put them in one of the clothing bins.
Okay, so my 3
Oh,
facts.
God.
Are you guys ready?
No.
Okay, my
Open
3
up.
facts are this. Number 1. When I was 8 years old, I was on the BBC News after a car crashed into our local post office. Number 2. I once
Special delivery.
I once played a gig in Glasgow supporting a Japanese post-hardcore band called Fact. And number 3, I broke my leg cycling blindly into a T-junction when I was just a kid.
Okay, so all 3 of these were involving crashing and burning.
I think the
I-
fact one.
Did you say they're
Band.
called Fact? No, they're called.
Yes, they're called Fact, the band.
I think that one is the true one.
So I was anticipating that this would come up, and I would like Andrew's 3. I would have to abstain because it would be something he's actually told me before, and I feel like he has told me before that he opened for a Japanese band while gigging. I don't remember their name, and
That's
that was
the
a
thing,
very
that's good.
specific
That's the thing that
genre
gets-
that he
The thing that
named.
gets me.
I don't know why an 8-year-old's being interviewed about a post office. Post office.
I didn't say that I was speaking on the news. I just happened to be on BBC
Oh
News
no, that's
while
He
while
was in the car that crashed.
I was the driver, clearly.
he was dressed like Postman Pat.
Is this where you broke your leg as well? Like, it
No,
happened
that
at
was
the
a
same
T
time?
junction when he was
No,
drunk.
I was
Yeah,
cycling.
but the car like hit him and then rebounded into the.
In the
Post
background
office.
of the news reporter, you just see Andy at a T junction flat. Oh. Do we have to come up with a consensus between the 3 of us?
Uh-huh.
That's more fun.
Uh-huh.
I'll happily
You
go
guys seem
with
to think it's the band.
I'll go with the band one if you guys are good with the band one.
Okay.
I'll accept
Lewis?
it.
I would
Yes.
also go with the-
Nadia's good with it. Okay, band number 2.
You are correct. I did support a post-hardcore band called Fact from Japan in Glasgow. The other 2 were the first one was a complete fabrication. I would never been on the BBC News when there was never a car crash into our local post office. And the third one was actually a partial lie. I was hit by a car when I cycled blindly into a T-junction as a kid. But I did not break my leg. I was simply bruised really badly. I had 2 sort of egg-sized and shaped bruises on the top of my head, and my left thigh was twice the size it should have been. But no broken bones.
Children bounce. It's fine.
We're very gelatinous, yeah.
Not fine.
I like how you said we're very like you're still a child.
At heart.
Not in
Who's
physical
next?
ability.
Drew.
Yes, who is next? Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Preferably not me, because one of mine's not suitable for the
The new rules.
the new rules. This is more
Lewis-
of an interacting with the
Lew-
chat situation.
Oh,
Lewis had a story about James McAvoy.
I was
So
James
I have-
McAvoy's stunt double. In
for the sex scenes.
in Space Jam. Yeah,
You
in
laugh
in
about
Space
that. I think there's some actors that do have someone that stands in.
Oh, they're body
during those
doubles.
Have
scenes.
you heard the story?
James McAvoy's
I
butt.
can't remember what this is called, but the story where Idris Elba was doing a sex scene with a lovely
a lady.
and he said to her, "Please, if she said, is there anything I can do so this isn't as awkward?" And he was like, "Please keep your socks on," because he's apparently got a fetish for feet, so he needed her to keep her socks on so that he
That's-
wouldn't. Don't ask me. Take it up with Idris Elba, but
Nice.
that's the word on the street. Nadia, what are your
My 3.
let's talk
Again,
Idris Elba.
all slightly similar themes. First, truth or fiction, who knows? I once nearly drowned while kayaking.
This is positive.
Second, I have done a front flip off of a horse. And third,
Wait, IRL or in game?
in real life. In real life, I did a front flip off of a horse.
Want to double check?
And third, I was once forced to go bungee jumping.
Forced.
Okay.
What was the thing about the horse again? So you fell off the horse.
I front flipped off of a horse.
Oh, impressive. Did you land it?
Mhm.
Good job.
Stuck the landing.
All tens.
Hands up and everything.
All
Yeah.
tens. All tens.
I feel like the bungee jumping one is such a short, definitive statement that that's not true. Because that's something that she's been like, oh, what else can I put in? I was forced to go bungee jumping.
Okay, so you don't feel like there's enough backstory there? Is
There's
that what you're
no theatre,
trying to say? You've not been
There's-
sold on that one.
no drama.
I feel like
there's
that's-
no pool.
I feel like it might be a double bluff though.
Yeah.
I'm not entering into double bluffing on our first week. I'm not. No double Hillary Duff. Right?
Michelle's like, forced? Is that not attempted murder?
Someone pushed you off of a bridge. And
If you're on
happened to be
if you're on a
tied
plane and someone pushes you off it, they're Bane.
off, out
I'm
of.
supposed to go
Who's on a
skydiving.
plane?
No one gets pushed out of the plane by Bane.
He
Oh,
judges
look,
the
my
fact that you
my
did.
cat is now on her perch.
Hey, Bob.
Hey
The world
Bob.
gets to see her better now.
Wow.
Kind
Hey Bob. Nadia's cat sounds like Owen Wilson, says Michelle. Wow.
She's also really close to my face right now. Hi!
Bob wants snacks.
I want your steak.
She
This
does.
is it's a wild departure from the actual conversation. But
Sorry.
have you also been sitting in that windowsill, Nadia?
I can't sit in the windowsill, why?
I don't know how big it is. You just said it's
No,
super-
actually, but hi!
it's quite cushiony.
I probably could.
She'd
Yeah, I
have
could
to take a running
I
jump.
could lie.
She's
I help
sitting
you?
down right now, Andrew. This is not Nadia's.
Oh,
What are you trying to do?
oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
God.
Oh no! Uh-oh.
Get back on that windowsill.
Oh no! Oh no!
She's going. She's doing it.
Yeah.
Go, Bob. Go, Bob.
Hi Bob.
Go, Bob.
Welcome to the
Bob,
Send
Bob,
Bob talk show.
Get on that windowsill.
Send Bob's.
Bob is such a void. Just look at it. You know.
Hi
Bob.
Bob.
Hi, Dee.
Look at
Hiya
us.
Bob.
Oh, your
Cat
face is still all
stream.
stained from the stuff I made you eat earlier.
Can we all go get our
All right.
cats? Lewis, go get your cat.
No, we've got
Sam, just go
Nah.
get your Deanne.
Diana. We need to get our cat.
Where's my
Closest
cat?
thing I have.
He's sleeping.
He's,
I'm gonna wake him up.
Just Nadia's cats appeared on screen, so I just said, "Go and get your cat." Oh, I bet you more though. A lot. I'm getting laughed at for saying that, but it's true. I like you the most. Now the internet knows. Oh,
She's
telling
aiming
me
for the
you're-
steak. I put it on the bed and she's aiming at it.
Okay, I got mine. It's not happy.
Mine is aimed at steak.
He was sleeping and he's really not happy. Look at him staring.
Oh, he's looking at you now.
Okay? Are you angry at me? You're really angry at me. I'm sorry. I go put you back.
Like, this cat just doesn't care.
What's this? Woman's. Okay. Sorry.
Just throw him.
I will actually.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna.
Go that way. Thank you.
Bob's returning, I'm telling you.
She is, because I'm trying to eat.
There we go. Oh, that was lovely. Anyway, so Nadia's 3 things. What were they again?
Who cares? Let's just go to the bungee jump one.
Did a front flip, nearly drowned kayaking, or went bungee jumping.
Right, I think it was the front flip, because that was the first that came to mind.
I think she has front flipped off a horse.
Front flip off a horse?
I think it was like a really small horse.
Get out of the shrimp
Wait,
chest.
wait. Is it a real horse? Or like a
If
wooden
I say
horse?
horse, I mean real horse.
I know, but it could have been a wooden horse at a playground or something.
So when you say your throat is feeling a little hoarse,
You mean it feels like a little...
Feels like, get away from the steak.
Nay!
Phone.
Bob, don't make a mistake.
I was going to say that earlier, but
There you go, Katie. You want out?
ba-da-bum-bum.
Doesn't want out.
Front flip off a horse.
Michelle also says, good example, pummel horse. Good example.
Or a steel horse.
Or a clothes horse.
I'm not Bon Jovi, mate.
Why were you
Front
on?
flip
Why were you
off a
on?
horse.
Were you riding a clothes horse?
Troy's also
Are
in
we,
front of
are
a
we
horse.
agreeing?
Are we
it's
going
the
with?
horse?
Are we going horse? I don't know. Bungee jump. Okay, horse is the truth.
Are we good with that?
Horse.
Yeah, horse.
Okay, I'll agree with these two. Horse.
The horse is true. It was an
Yeah.
accident. I was jumping with an actual real horse. Kind of hit a pause before it did the jump, so then I got flung forward, flipped over its head, landed on my feet, reins in hand, and did like a wee whee.
Nice. So,
Lewis, would you like me to go next? Because you're needing time to remove James McAvoy.
I am good to go now.
Okay.
so-
did I accidentally call you out on one? I'm sorry.
No, I needed to change one of mine because of I thought it was more like a talk to the chat. But-
Sorry, I didn't explain the game properly. That's my mistake.
No, I put like something you would know, Andy, but maybe not.
Something the chat wouldn't know. Yes.
Oh, this is legal based. This is how much you get paid.
Or you it's up to you.
Huh? If you've got one, go.
Okay. Number one. I once finished 3 large Domino's pizzas by myself. I, along with the teacher, had to explain what lube was to a troubled teen in the year below during like a 6-year prank day. And
What was, sorry?
lube.
Lube, okay.
Instead of my real last name, when I make reservations, I put it under the name Brown.
Because it's easier to spell.
Yes.
I think he almost ate 3 pizzas,
But he didn't quite
Um,
get there.
but he didn't, so
no.
that's the lie.
No, I think he ate 3 medium pizzas, not large ones.
Oh,
Mm.
the brown thing I think is something he wishes he could do, but he's not confident enough in himself that he'd remember that he'd put it under brown. So he'll show up and they'll be like, table for brown, and he's just...
No, wait, Sam. I think Lewis has mentioned something about this before when I've talked about his surname. That he doesn't like, because I think we were trying to explain his surname to someone in the shop and how it was spelled, and he mentioned something about you not using it when doing something, and that rings a bell to me. What was the other thing? Sorry, just to recap.
I, along with the teacher, had to explain what lube was to a troubled teen
Okay.
on 6th year prank day.
That seems to have more information on it.
I know.
I know,
it's
which I
very
really
specific.
hope is true. I
Very
hope that's true,
specific.
because otherwise it's scary that came up. That was in your brain.
Oh, hydrate. Sorry.
Actually, it comes a little best by.
Michelle says, "But did you die?" 3 pizzas, but what was the time scale? Was this over a week?
No, this was just
One sitting?
I used to. The thing is, when I was 14, from the ages of 11 to 14, if we ordered Domino's, I was eating 2 larges by myself, and that was what would be filling. Like, it wasn't just that I was like doing it for a challenge; it was like one was not enough. So,
I
the
mean,
three
I
I
wasn't
can
doing
imagine-
that for a challenge.
I think the brown thing is true.
The brown thing. I think it's the lube.
You
I
the
kind of
lube
think it's the lube thing as
You
well.
guys both think it's the lib thing.
We both think lube, and I've been 2 for 2 so
You
far.
have been 2 for 2. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I'm about to mess it up though, but I'm going with lube.
All right,
Who's with me?
I'm gonna go with you two. Since you both think it's lube, I'm gonna give you the third vote for lube. Lube.
It is the lube.
Ah!
It's true.
Told you it had more detail.
3
But
for 3.
number 3 for Brown.
Yeah.
It's partially true.
Yeah.
I put it under Bell.
I knew you'd mentioned something like this before. Like I think it was a taxi or something we were ordering.
See, that was the.
There you go.
What's
the,
the
the half
ID?
truth. The half truth.
I haven't finished 3 Domino's pizzas by myself, but I could do it.
You totally could. Yeah.
Man, you made me want to order Domino's.
So it was 6-year prank day, and there was lube all over the banisters.
The usual.
Fair.
And somebody asked the class, "What's lube?" So
Nice.
So you got
Teacher was
dragged
like-
into also.
teacher was like, "Does anyone know?" And I was like,
Does anyone know? The teacher's like, not my responsibility, not my job, somebody else.
so yeah, it was really awkward. And I was like,
Me.
it's like grease
It helps with
for
chafing
time.
It's like Greece.
It's like grease for things.
and people.
Grease for people. People grease. No. Okay.
Incidentally,
Sam.
what the movie
Sam.
Sam. Let's move on. 5
So-
minutes.
It's
Let's
only got 20 minutes
go.
till you eat or eat.
Yeah, I based all of mine under the surrounding topic of I'm the fashion guy, so all of mine are about clothes.
Okay. Okay.
This past weekend, I have purchased a commemorative T-shirt for the '90s comedy sitcom Third Rock from the Sun. Over the last week, I've accidentally dyed a white vintage Power Rangers T-shirt grey by washing it with a dark T-shirt. And third, part of Wild Nurture Clothing's next collection is going to be a custom bowling shirt. And by next collection, I mean winter, not the one that we've revealed.
The one you've started announcing. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You wouldn't do that to a shirt. You wouldn't.
No.
No.
You wouldn't.
Especially not
Yeah.
Power Rangers. No. Way. I don't know.
I know Sam does have a Power Rangers shirt.
But I will also say
I don't
that
think that's happened.
I assume by this point, given all his bleaching,
These tie-dye experiments. Yeah.
he would know about how you're supposed to wash things.
Mhm.
He's not putting black and white
He'd be
together.
wise
And
up
also,
on
it's not
it.
silly dye when you put dark in with lights that have got colour on them. It doesn't dye the whole thing. A lot of the time. Well, times that I've done it anyway.
I don't think the dyeing the shirt is true. I can see the bowling one being possible,
Yeah.
being plausible.
What do you mean possible? Like,
I'm saying Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah.
Because he was just talking about vintage shirts and to do with and also the Space Jam one as well.
Okay. Yeah. I'll jump you. I'll join you. Third Rock from the Sun.
Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah. Okay. I'm with that. Okay. We're going. Final answer, Sam. Third Rock from the Sun.
So, I am not making a custom bowling shirt for collection number 4,
Yep.
but I am thinking about doing something with bowling shirts.
You have mentioned that, and
I-
I knew you were trying to throw me off with that.
I am a massive fan of the sitcom Third Rock from the Sun,
He is.
but I have not yet ordered the commemorative T-shirt.
Ah, man.
I really, unfortunately, may have dyed a shirt white to grey. Because I was trying to save on water, because when you've got like a vintage graphic T-shirt, you're supposed to wash it on low heat.
Yeah.
So that the design doesn't crack.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to just wash one T-shirt, and I had 2 T-shirts that needed washed that were both like vintage graphic ones, so I washed them together. Give me one moment.
He's going to cry in the corner. It was the freaking Power Rangers one. Oh no.
I think it looks nicer.
It's not
Sorry,
really
I didn't
that
do
great.
It's not that great, but it must be darker.
It's
than,
not that great, but
than
I
off-white.
did use several washes of varnish to get it to being light grey. Because this has been pigment dyed, the pigment dye has rubbed off in the wash, so it doesn't normally work, but it's basically dyed it all over apart from the design, which is quite
Oh,
cool.
did it all over? That's a surprise.
Yeah, apart from it's a bit spotty on like the
Mhm.
armpit area
Mhm.
where it's gone a little bit darker, but otherwise it's pretty
Mhm.
even. So yeah, I won 3 times and y'all lost on mine. So that's,
What is it you study again?
criminology.
Just proving
Law.
that Sam's uni course has given him life skills that help him with talk shows. Guys, thank you very much for today's show. 1 minute, Michelle says. I am aware of the time, Michelle.
Goodbye.
So guys, thank you for joining me.
I'm gonna make fried rice.
Sam's gonna nip off for a wee hour break while we do Yeet or Neat. Don't go anywhere. Sam will be back with us at 9 p.m. for Rumble Pack. Who's tonight's Rumble Pack wrestling talk about, Sam?
The man of many names. If you give me 1 second. No, I don't have. We don't have 1 second.
We don't have time.
Mr. Johnny Blaze, aka Johnny Spade, aka Johnny Nitro, aka Johnny Mundo, aka John Morrison, aka the Shaman of Sexy, aka the Monday Night Delight, aka Mr. Abraham Lincoln, aka the Maharaja of.
And
we don't have 1 second.
we're now out of time.
Okay. John Morrison from WWE.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you. Lewis, Yorovskis.
Yes, we'll make this short and sweet. I'll see you on Thursday.
See you Thursday, Sonny. And Nadia, we'll be back. Me and Nadia will be back very, very soon. We'll see you in a sec. Say everyone bye.
Bye.
Bye.